Steve's car has always had weather sealing issues. Water would come into the cabin in the strangest of places. However, the biggest problem came from here in particular, which made the inevitability of a rainstorm a lot more daunting than it should be. We figured that we need to fix the problem eventually, but once that inevitable rainstorm hit, we knew it was time. It also made things like washing the car, for example, very, very, very messy, and not as enjoyable as they should be. Alright, Steve, explain what you're doing.
Well, what we're doing here is we have a problem with leaking. So when water comes over and drains down into this, it's going to drip down into the seat and get the seat all wet. What we're doing is we're using duct tape a really half-assed way of trying to stop the water from going through. So this is a temporary fix for now, but what it's going to do is the water's going to drip down, and what it's supposed to do is supposed to pour down all the way down here, and it's supposed to let out from under the car instead of on your seat.
We then thought of even more places that water would get into the cabin and hatched a crazier plan than putting duct tape under the trim. Okay, so we caulked the car to try to keep water out, and we're waiting for it to dry.
It's not dry.
And so hopefully this will seal the car like we want it to. Doesn't look bad, dries clear. Hopefully we get that weather sealing on there. This car leaks a lot of water in. Surprisingly, the caulk worked effectively on Steve's car, reducing any water from getting into the windshield, just like we thought it would. The car itself, while having many of these spots where water can get in, surprisingly was fixed just like that with the caulk and the tape. The tape is only temporary, however, the caulk seems very, very long-term, if not permanent, for the life of the car, or what's remaining of it. That we do not know. However, the caulk, it looks white in the video, but it isn't white now. It dried on clear. I think I say that somewhere, or maybe Steve says it somewhere, but it does dry on clear, so you cannot see the caulk. However, no water gets in through that crack now, and no water gets in through any of the other cracks that we had on the car now that we've caulked it. So the weather sealing was, in fact, a success, and if there's any other places that need weather sealing, I think we know exactly what we are going to do to them. Bet. Here we go. Ooh. There you go, bud.